What's up, enthusiasts? Today we're looking at a long-awaited Halo licensed blaster, the Boomco MA5, one of the most iconic Halo weapons in blaster form. Now before I get too caught up on the blaster itself, we gotta start with the packaging. We've got an open face box that isn't anything special, but gives you an idea of the blaster's size, which I'm always a fan of. On the back we have a rather plain promo image with some info about the blaster on it, and a few images of other blasters from the Halo line. Honestly, it's pretty lackluster, but most people don't care about the packaging, so let's get to what's inside, and that is the MA5 blaster, 2 8-dart clips, and 16 darts. This blaster looks sweet, plain and simple. It looks awesome. Now, they could have added a little more detail with the paint, but the shell itself I love, and I'm sure we'll see some amazing paint jobs on this blaster in the future. I really like that they went with a flap on one side of the blaster, so when you're storing or displaying it, there isn't a large hole in the middle of the blaster. They've also added a sticker to the blaster for the ammo counter screen that I think looks nice. The sizing for the blaster is good as well. I wouldn't mind it being a little larger, but if they did that, it might be too large for children to use, which would be a big negative for them. So this is a good middle ground size. The barrel is in a good location that doesn't really mess with the aesthetics either. And then we've got my favorite functional aspect of the blaster, which is actually the clip storage in the stock that locks the clip in pretty well, requiring a button press to remove it. As far as comfort, that's where things start to go downhill, unfortunately. The space for your hand on the grip is smaller than I'd like, and I can't quite get my hand to sit comfortably. I understand that the design of the in-game model has a very small opening here, but that doesn't translate well to an actual toy for use. The pump grip is also really uncomfortable to use. I find myself constantly repositioning my hand to try and get it comfortable for the repeated pumping. Beyond that, my hand is constantly slipping off the pump grip, which may be due to poor material choices. On the topic of pumping, you're gonna do a lot of it with this blaster. It takes me 35 pumps to fill the bladder on this, and the pump isn't the smoothest either, so it becomes tiresome very quick. Now, the MA5 does shoot more darts than the Rapid Madness did with a full bladder, usually between 30 and 35, but I'm having a hard time getting over the number of pumps and the time it takes to complete. With that said, the performance is solid, hitting FPS between the 50s and 60s, which for a high rate of fire Boomco blaster isn't bad. Nothing amazing, but it's about what I expected from this blaster. The rate of fire also feels nice, potentially a little faster than the Rapid Madness, which would be welcome for sure. In terms of range and accuracy, the range isn't anything spectacular. You'll start seeing drop-off at around 30 feet. However, the groupings and accuracy are on point, as to be expected with Boomco products. So this blaster will still be a powerhouse in the 30-foot range where you could clear out multiple players in several short bursts. I was really hoping this would reignite my interest for Boomco, but the comfort issues are really bugging me, on top of the excessive pumping to fill this bladder. And at a $50 price point, I expect better. I also expect more than 2 dinky 8-dart clips for a full-size primary at that price. I'm having a hard time really falling in love with the blaster despite my enjoyment of Halo and the associated aesthetics. Now, if you plan on removing the pump aspect by modding it with an HPA or LPA setup, then this thing would be a beast on the field. However, if you don't plan on doing that, the only way I can recommend picking up this blaster is if you're a Halo fan and want it for the looks, for display, cosplay, or just generally for the looks rather than the function. Otherwise, you're better off paying $20 less for a Rapid Madness. That does it for my review of the Boomco Halo MA5 blaster. Now it's time for you to share your thoughts in the comments. Do you agree with my thoughts on it, or do you have a different opinion? Let me know. I always look forward to reading your thoughts. And if you're new to the channel and enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that subscribe button for more in the future. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have fun flinging foam, and I'll see you next time.